All right, everybody, we're back. You posted an article the other day that kind of triggered me because I'm always dealing with it in terms of being a black entrepreneur, having my own business, having to do my hustle. Now, it was a video where a brother with, I believe the name of the company is Actively Black Athleisure Wear. Yeah, so the way the kid presented it was just on point. He was talking about the Oak Bluff Ralph Lauren collection, and he was talking about how they're being successful, how they're doing well, blah blah blah. And he pointed out something that was is so profound, and it seemed like brothers just don't get it, or they choose to ignore it to get it. He saw nobody on the page at all talking anything about the price of the product. Nobody saying anything. But when he looks at his page and he looks at his product, he gets a ton of black people talking about, well, your price is too high, price is too much. And as I'm reading this, as I'm watching the video and as I'm doing research on it, I'm just getting more and more pissed off because I have to deal with that crap every single day. We got brothers who will just spend $300 on a pair of shades because it has some European brand designer's name on it. A brother has the exact same shades, get them made at the same factory and all that, and they will put $99 on it. And the brothers will go to their page and say, why is this price too high? Why do we keep shitting on black businesses? It pisses me off, man. I mean, I need your thoughts on this because I got a lot more to say, but your initial thoughts on this.
The reason I posted that is because, all right, first, I'm a child of the 80s. So, we are all, that was when all the designer thing came around. And the person that warmed my heart, the brand that I like is Polo. In fact, I got a Polo on now. Dude, most of my clothes are Polo.
I mean, I'm with you on that.
I'm a Ralph Lauren guy.
Yeah.
Ralph Lauren Polo guy.
Me
but
too.
I also own like 5 pieces of Actively Black that is I wear at the gym. I got a couple that are just like casual wear stuff, but this stuff is really well made. I mean, this is some high quality stuff, and I bought it because a guy who I listened to, Van Lathan, he recommended it, and so I looked into their website and I got a piece, and they're just really, really well made. So I've been following their growth ever since, and it struck a nerve to me too. I thought it was a very good point that he made, that he's dealing with it. Why now? You asked the question. Why do I think that is? I think it's because we, whether for whatever reason, I don't know. We could talk for hours about the reason.
Yes,
we associate prestige with white people. We don't associate prestige with us.
That's correct.
So we can like something. We can like it. We can even, it's like, I mean, I'm just trying to think of some other black. First thing that came to mind, and it's like the Patti LaBelle pies. Okay. It's like, okay, you can, if you said, bring me the best pie that you want to, or bring, well, I won't use that example because I don't know. I've heard some mixed meat reviews.
Yeah, I've heard some people
let me
take
that.
the pies.
But anyway, let me go back to my original point. Sorry, Patty. Sorry to throw you under. Sorry, Patty. But I just think that we would prefer to wear some generally accepted, worldwide accepted, expensive European brand, and pay for that rather than pay for stuff from us. And we expect the hookup.
We always expect the hookup.
Yeah.
And that, look, I got a lot to talk about this because I've had to deal with this over the past several years and a lot the past several months. But another thing that the dude said, not only are you supporting him, but their whole supply chain is all vertical,
Mm-hmm.
black to black to black.
Mm-hmm.
Black farmers are making the cotton. So when you talk about the quality, everything is there. But not only that, you're supporting so many black businesses
Yes.
that are associated with this.
Yes.
And we talk all the time about being there for blacks, supporting blacks,
Yep.
black business and all that. But then the same motherfuckers will turn around and talk about the price is too high and go spend money on somewhere else. I'm really tired of the hypocrisy on this. Because when the brother said that, I said, anybody that tries to, down what he says or demean what he says or dismiss what he says or try to say, well, what about this over here? They are totally being a hypocrite. What that brother is doing and with the association and with the people that he's working with, they are doing what we know will work. And they're actually putting mouth to foot. They actually putting action in place.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see that, I applaud it. But I also want to call out the people. For example, someone contacted me, wanted me to do the filming. They're putting together a reality show. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. They want to film like 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them what the price would be.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing they said out of their mouth, well, can we work something out with that cost? I'm like, no, I can't.
Right.
I can't.
Right.
Because that's the cost. And you go to somebody else, you're going to probably be dealing with that price a little bit more.
Right.
I'm going to be competitive based on the industry.
That's right.
I know what my rate is per hour. I know what others are getting paid per hour for certain duties as it pertains to production, whether it's film, music, or whatever. I know how to do it. And then I have a close family member come to me. They sent me a video and they wanted to have the volumes leveled out throughout the video. I said, okay, no problem. Took me maybe about 5 minutes max to do it. Mm-hmm. Sent it to them. Then they say, hey, can you do me another favor with the video? Can you separate the vocals from the music? I said, you know what? Okay. So I went ahead and put the plug-in in, separated that from the music. Next step is when I'm like, okay, hey, can you do me one more favor?
Right.
I kind of have the music's off sync with the way I'm speaking and, I have this at the front. Next thing I know, everything that this person is telling me, I'm like, this is a day job.
Right.
They wanted me to sync the changing of the slides with the music, change the vocals, just redo the whole production. Mm-hmm. And I said to them, you're taking advantage of me. You're taking advantage of my friendship. You're taking advantage of my respect and love for you. This is bullshit. Then they try to say I'm not doing that. And not at one point, any time, did they say, okay, well, how much you need for this?
Right.
And so when I saw the brother with Actively Black, and you're right, it's some good quality wear. I'm down with it. Mm-hmm. But yet we got brothers out there on us every time. And the issue the main point I'm trying to get across, I'm trying to call all of these people out. Stop on black businesses and in the same breath talking about we need to work together. I'm tired of your hypocrisy. I'm tired of your... And like I said, I know a ton of people that can use my services. But because I'm just myself with it and I'm black, I know I got black people out there that are ignoring what I can do and hire somebody else because they're white or whatever. Yes, I'm going to say that, especially now with DEI incentives being cut. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
So to the brother at Actively Black, man, I got your back. And I want to keep supporting you. And the next time you see us filming, I'm going to have some as well on because I'm with the brother.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't beat the price. And it looks good. It looks good.
No, it's very well made. I mean, I used to, buy, I have a lot of Nike stuff and all that, stuff. It's better than everything. It's the best. This is not hyperbole. It's just, this is the best workout gear that I've personally bought. Now, I haven't bought it all, but I've bought, Nike, Adidas, Puma, a lot of them, the big guys. And while that's good, the Actively Black stuff is better.
And another thing that somebody said as it pertains to how they kind of look at Actively Black and they talk about these well-established brands. The guy said something else that was great. He said those brands are established for 50 years, but the foundation began somewhere. Mm-hmm. Actively Black has a solid foundation.
Right.
So maybe in 50 years, we can be talking about how they began.
Right.
But I think we have to realize it starts somewhere. We already know that they already got a head start on us.
Right. Well, it was, I was glad to see he made that video.
Yeah.
And, there were some bigger issues that he has to contend with that we've talked about already that have to do with just, race and that type of thing. But small businesses, that is a challenge for all small businesses because they can't produce on scale. Their costs are higher than the big boys. And so they're going to have to price their product in order to get a profit margin higher, usually, per item. Right. And so, I'm glad to see that he's somebody who's an entrepreneur who understands that you have to sometimes go out there and talk to the public and get them to understand where you're coming from. And I hope that he did get some sales or that helps his brand grow by him having that dialogue with the public, because I think it was very worthwhile.
Yeah, me as well. I agree with you. So, but anyway, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back. We're going to talk a little football. So everybody stay tuned. We'll hit you in a few. Okay, everybody. We are back. And you know what? This is a moment where I'm going to say, yeah, we told you so. We told you that what was happening with the young kid was BS. Seeing Shadeur Sanders play the other night against the Panthers, he looked poised. He was making sharp, accurate passes. I mean, the 2 touchdown passes that he had were elite throws. He wasn't rushed in any manner whatsoever. But people want to try to say, well, it's a preseason game. No, we're not going to do that with this. Everything you people said about Shadeur was proven wrong. I don't give a damn if it's preseason, because if he had messed up in any form or fashion, you guys would have been all over it. That's a fact. I mean, how can you not like the kid? Did well in school. Kid's got a great smile, personality. And you guys want to try to use his dad when he was bad-mouthed. He's doing nothing but creating young men out of Colorado. Highest GPA they've ever had for all those players. The hate that was pushed at Shadeur, can we go ahead and set that aside? And can we take what we saw as wow? The NFL probably was conspiring. I mean, for me, it was a kiss my ass moment to the world from Shadeur. That, hey, no, all that you guys thought about me is not the case. I'm going to show you that I can play. That's how I felt. And there's a lot more I feel on that, but your thoughts on how he played, my man.
Well, no, I thought he played well. I didn't watch the game. I just saw the highlights. He started the game, if I'm correct. Yeah, okay, so preseason or not, unless you're the Washington Commanders who put a bunch of bums out there last week, you're usually facing a starting defense if you're getting the first reps, in a preseason game. Yeah. So, so it wasn't like he was out there against just anybody.
Right.
But after seeing how he did and hearing some of the reviews from people like yourself who saw the game and other talking heads who want to give him the credit he deserves, makes me wonder about the NFL and the whole conspiracy thing, because we're not talking about Shadeur Sanders didn't go in the top 10. We're not talking about he didn't go in the first round. The dude went in the 4th round.
In the fifth round.
In the fifth round.
Yes.
Now, when he was my team is the Commanders that I root for. I was hoping. I know we have Jaden, and I don't want anything touching Jaden. However, to me, I thought, to my amateur eyes, I thought that this guy looks like a potential starting NFL quarterback. So I expected him to go in the first round. He didn't go in the top 10. Wow. He wasn't the first quarterback pick. Wow. But I expected him to go in the first round. And when that didn't happen, I was like, well, maybe I don't know what I'm looking at. Right. Or maybe there's something wrong with this kid. But now that we see him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what was that all about? Because I wanted the Commanders, after when he dropped to like the third round, I wanted us to get him. And I know we had that problem one time with Robert Griffin and Kirk Cousins on the same roster, but I wanted him, if nothing else, to put him out there in the preseason, have him do what he did last weekend, and then trade him. You know what I'm saying? This guy, I don't understand. I mean, I knew, I had a feeling, or I concluded that he didn't go in the first round because of something with his father and the league or whatever. But to have him drop to the fifth round with that talent at that position, I'm just scratching my head. Is like, what was that about? What were they trying?
Yeah, and like you said, it dropped that far with that type of talent and make that kind of display the other night. I don't know too many fifth rounders going to go out there, start, and play that well. Look, yes, it's preseason, but let's look at the moment. Let's look at the fact that he was going against a first-string defense, but
he wasn't throwing to a wide open Tyreek Hill. 20 yards in front of everybody. He's doing some windows.
Those were elite passes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was within the flow of the offense. And unlike my man Dak, he didn't just, just drop short, and just go to the outlet every time. No, he looked downfield and made sharp passes. And you're sitting there and he just looked so calm. And another thing, unlike when he was at Colorado, he's got an offensive line. They gave him 2-3 seconds to throw the ball. I'm looking back there and said, damn, he's got all the time in the world. But when you look back at the tapes, he was always rushing at Colorado because the offensive line sucked. But as you try to tell everybody this, people who are what I call allies, it kind of upset me because these allies, they see the racism, with and the BS that's associated with the occupant, but they seem that they were incapable of the racist attitude by these owners that support that occupant. They don't believe that was really happening. They don't see that. But when you see how good the kid played, you can see that when they try to say that he wasn't coachable, that he was immature. All the things that they said were lies, and it was proven last night. He's in the room studying the game. He's looking at film. He's, like I said, you don't work out with Tom Brady, and your dad ain't gonna put this type of attention into it and use these resources unless the kid is actually has that potential. And Deion, if I'm going to trust anybody, any person, when it comes to football talent, Deion's one of those people. And what Deion said and what even Shiloh had a damn good game, good weekend. I mean, he played defense out there like he was a pro. But all these people regurgitating this BS was just like, wow. And I usually are kind of hesitant to talk about somebody who gave him props, but Skip Bayless, the way that he broke it down and gave Shadeur's props and called out the league, I thought it was absolutely perfect, because I just want people to have some humility and say, you know what? I was wrong. You know what? The league probably was shitting on him, because that was too well of a performance by a fifth round pick starting in a preseason game.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to acknowledge. And people don't want to do that.
Yeah. I still want to get to the bottom of what happened there in the draft. I really want to know what the real story is, because this isn't a Tom Brady situation. See, Tom Brady was a fifth rounder too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was a fifth rounder. But
he didn't have the numbers that Shadeur had coming out. He wasn't projected there. Right. So there is it's not like a fifth round quarterback in this league. There's no history of them becoming great or being great, and people not understanding who they are. But there was enough tape on this kid, on Shadeur.
Yeah, more than enough.
I tape and workouts and all that stuff for that not to have been the case. So I really am curious as to really what happened there. I mean,
I'm more curious as to if they're actually going to ever find some evidence to show what we know really happened. That's the thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I really want to know. I also want to know. I mean, because while I think there is obviously there's a racial factor in this.
I think there's a racial factor, but I think it was more of a hate towards Dion than
that's
anything.
My point. That's my point. And the fact that hate was spread out league wide, that's what blows my mind. That's what I'm saying. I can see if it was like, Jerry Jones didn't like him because of some falling out they might have had, so he didn't pick him for Dallas or for some other. But for every team to like leave him alone, and the team that finally picked him up in the 5th round is the worst freaking team in the Browns. They had
but the Good Old Boy Network is famous for doing this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Coming together and, freezing. Hey, look, at the one time that they did do it, which I love, is the fact that they freeze that occupant out from being able to get a franchise in the NFL.
Sure.
So I'm happy with that. But, when you got a group like that, they all see the common and say, you know what, let's handle this the way we need to. Just got a lot of those people I feel were just being assholes hate towards Dion. So that's my whole view and opinion on that. But we're going to come back with a couple of more things to end the show, and just stay tuned and keep rocking, everybody.